This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Today, the mother of the 4-year-old who was killed in a car crash Wednesday night is set to appear in court. We'll lay out her charges and the moments leading up to that tragic crash coming up in just a few minutes.
And Oregon has joined in on the Department of Justice's antitrust lawsuit against Apple. Ahead on Sunrise, why the U.S. Attorney General says the company's practices are a detriment to consumers and the industry.
And we are also live this morning in Woodburn, home of the Wooden Shoe Tulip Farm, where you have not just during the springtime, but during the entire year, one of the biggest events in the entire state of Oregon. It is the Wooden Shoe Tulip Farm's annual Tulip Fest. Yes, behind us this morning, the big news as day one kicks off today, they already have color in the fields here on March the 22nd. So a whole look ahead at this year's Wooden Shoe Tulip Festival coming up all throughout the morning here on Sunrise.
Sounds good. Hey, yeah, Drew in Woodburn. We'll have more with him in a moment. China in studio on the desk with us. Guys, it is a Friday. We made it.
And those tulips in a lot better shape to start.
I was not expecting that.
Right?
I don't remember them being that much in bloom on opening weekend. Obviously, the warm stretch we had last week had a lot to
totally
give it that boost.
But
yeah, really pretty to see. And no freezing temperatures in the forecast anytime soon, by the way, with an active weather pattern. Overnight lows are going to continue to be generally 40 to well above 40, and that's what we have out there this morning. We are watching the storm system offshore. This is a day that gets to be much wetter than the last few days, which have produced just a little bit of rain here and there. You can see a wave of rain now moving northward up toward Drew. It's moving toward Woodburn, and then eventually will be moving up into Portland in the coming hours. Right now, the Rose City's dry. We have a temperature of 49 degrees, again, nowhere near freezing, 56 degrees at noon. Increasing rain during the day and then heavy rain pockets later today and this evening as that front comes inland. Temperatures may just get up to 60 for a high. Here's Chris.
All right, let's get you to the east side of Vancouver. Rod, looks a little foggy out there as well as we zoom in on this SR14 camera at Lisa Road. You can see the road crews at work. They have been overnight working on the Lisa Road overpass, eastbound SR14 being diverted off the freeway at Lisa Road just until 6 a.m. as they wrap up that overnight work. To the east side we remain, actually. This is I-205 near Airport Way. You can see the drive coming off the Glen Jackson Bridge looking pretty good there. I-5 south of town. This is in Tigard near the 217 interchange. We are rolling right along on a Friday morning, guys. No major freeway trouble out there just yet.
Okay, thanks, Chris. The mother of a 4-year-old child killed in a car crash will be in court later today. She is facing manslaughter and DUI charges.
Police say that she caused a crash that killed her 4-year-old son Wednesday night. And let's go to Devin Haskins. Devin, she has previous convictions of driving under the influence.
Yeah, that's right. The woman's name is Angelina Minor. She's 27 years old and was first arrested in 2019 for DUI, then again in 2022. She went through diversion in one case, then spent 2 days in jail for the other. Both times involved leaving the scene of an accident, but this latest crash was by far the most tragic. Portland police say Minor was driving in North Portland Wednesday night and hit a car, causing minimal damage, but didn't stop. Then minutes later, police say she drove over a center divider and crashed head-on into another vehicle. Minor's 4-year-old son suffered severe injuries and later died at the hospital. 2 other children, along with another adult, were also in the car. They all had minor injuries. Angelina Minor was arrested and charged with first-degree manslaughter, driving under the influence of alcohol, and reckless driving, among other charges.
The driver was extremely intoxicated and had been going well above the posted speed limit. So this crash absolutely involves extreme intoxication and speeding.
Portland police say there was a car seat and booster seats in the car, but are still looking at whether or not children were properly belted in. Minor will be in court later this afternoon. Back to you.
Thank you for that update, Devin. A man accused of swiping cigarettes and alcohol from a convenience store is now facing robbery and reckless driving charges this morning. Portland police say Ryan Poffenberger robbed a plaid pantry on North Greeley Avenue late Wednesday night. Police say he left the store in a stolen SUV, crashed into a curb, then ran off. He was arraigned in court yesterday.
We have new details this morning in a wrongful death lawsuit filed against Clackamas County and several law enforcement officers. This is in connection with the death of Derek Clark, who was shot and killed by officers in 2022. The officers involved were cleared of wrongdoing, but the updated lawsuit says it lays out some disturbing claims about what happened after the shooting. Ashley Grams has those details.
This is dashcam video from June 18th, 2022. A Clackamas County Sheriff's detective and an Oregon State Police trooper are chasing a maroon Pontiac near Milwaukee. Both officers tried to stop the car, suspecting the driver was under the influence of intoxicants. The Pontiac stops in a ditch. The driver runs from the car holding a gun.
Hands up! Hands up!
As he runs, officers fire at him 8 times. That man is 24-year-old Derek Clark, and those bullets killed him. In this case, both officers were cleared of any criminal charges by a grand jury a few months later, in November. But now, a lawsuit filed on behalf of his family claims what happened in the 2 hours after Clark was shot should be reviewed. The complaint, originally filed in December and amended in March, accuses officers of throwing explosive devices at Clark while he was lying on the ground dying. These photos are from a drone that shows Clark's body still giving off heat. After Clark remains motionless, the suit claims an officer releases a dog toward him and watches the dog bite his body. In a photo too graphic to show, you can see gouges on Clark's torso. The complaint also claims law enforcement can be heard on body-worn camera laughing and calling Clark a, quote, warm dead deer. In a statement, Clark's aunt says the family was, quote, lied to in almost every aspect of what happened on June 18, 2022. Every time we realized we were misled was like losing Derek all over again. We are angry that the Department of Justice did not thoroughly present facts to the grand jury. Ashley Grams, KGW News.
Well, the Department of Justice has filed an antitrust lawsuit against Apple, claiming the tech giant has been monopolizing the smartphone industry.
And Oregon is one of 15 states and the District of Columbia that have joined the lawsuit, accusing the tech giant of using an illegal business model that cuts its competitors out of the market. Now, ultimately here, the DOJ hopes the suit will lower prices for iPhones and mean more opportunities. They believe Apple is preventing both of those things through exclusionary behavior, which they say is illegal. And according to U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, it's resulted in higher prices for consumers and less innovation from Apple and its competitors.
For developers, that has meant being forced to play by rules that insulate Apple from competition. And as outlined in our complaint, we allege that Apple has consolidated its monopoly power, not by making its own products better, but by making other products worse.
Meantime, Apple says the company innovates every day to make technology people love, and this lawsuit threatens its ability to do that, adding that it is setting a dangerous precedent by empowering government to take a heavy hand in designing people's technology.
Spring whale watching week in Oregon starts tomorrow and runs through the 31st. Starting this Sunday, trained volunteers will actually be posted at 15 spots along the coast to help visitors spot whales and answer some questions. This year's event will last 3 extra days, so more chances that you could see whales on their journey home from Mexico. You can find a full list of staffed viewing locations at stateparks.oregon.gov. This has always been on my bucket list, and I still haven't done it.
Do you know what I would say if I saw a whale out there? Well, look at that.
She is so good, at these puns.
Yeah.
I'm getting so many groans in my ear right now.
A lot of people take advantage of that, and the video that we showed you is kind of the way it's going to look more than not this upcoming week. Maybe not. That looked a little windy in that video. We don't expect a lot of wind in the coming days, but we do expect overall a cloudy pattern with rain at times to continue through a good chunk of your spring break if you're getting into Oregon spring break a little bit later today. All right, here's the headlines. Heavy rain areas late today. Now, rain will be picking up already this morning. We're starting to see that, but heavy rain pockets later today going into this evening. Tomorrow, hail showers and thunderstorms mixed with sun breaks. Sunday, a much drier day overall with scattered showers around. Weekend snow levels between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. A handful of days ago, or you go back to Monday, Tuesday, the snow level looked like it'd be 2,000 to 3,000. Now it's 3,000 to 4,000. That keeps coming up, and that impacts what leads to be a lower overall snow projection for the Cascades. tough to say, but I mean, right now it looks like if we could have snow-covered passes in the morning up there, that would probably be the best case scenario in terms of getting some new snow. I don't see the resorts picking up more than 6 inches at 5,000 feet and higher. Here's a look at our storm system offshore. It's already picking up this first wave of rain this morning through Salem, and this is going to be moving up into Portland in the 7 o'clock hour, it looks like, if not before. And there are some heavy rain pockets moving north of Newport right now. So Portland's dry. Salem, you've got some rain in the area. 50 is your temperature right now. It's dry out in the gorge. The Dow's 43. It's dry east of the Cascades. Bend this morning 39. Burns and Baker City holding just above freezing. So here's 7:30. Showing what we looked at in Newport and Salem moving up to the north, and this may be too slow. It may be raining well before this in the Rose City. And then I think the bigger story of today is what's happening later this afternoon and this evening. Here's a front offshore. These bright colors are the heavy rain pockets. There's still a lightning chance, although the lightning chance to me was like this 24 hours ago. Now it's kind of like that. So this may just be heavy rain pockets moving through the area. Here we are at 6 p.m. The front's coming inland. We get into a better chance of thunder actually overnight tonight and then during the day tomorrow. This is 9 a.m. tomorrow. And then right there, you see sunbreak, and then bam, 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 bam. Heavy showers with hail absolutely expected to be embedded. And I think a good chance we'll have some thunder reports tomorrow as well. Again, Sunday quiets down and becomes much drier overall. Weather models banking on the fact that a lot of us get hit with heavy downpours. You will need several heavy downpours in one location to get 3/4 of an inch of rain in Portland, for example. Upper 50s to about 60 today in the valley. Southeast winds not much, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Similar numbers up into southwest Washington. And the 7-day keeps a rainy pattern alive going into next week.